Virgo, and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, Mary Trimble, here with your readings for February the 10th through February the 16th. Okay, this is for Virgo. Virgo. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Virgo for February the 10th through the 16th? Mercury, you're really going to feel Mercury in retrograde, darling. That's your ruling planet. Stay tuned for the astrological report to see how to survive Mercury in retrograde. Okay, guys. 3 cards for Virgo, please. There's 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's definite crossover here, guys. You must check out your sun, moon, and rising. Okay, let us go to your clarifying cards for Virgo. These are clarifying cards for Virgo. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Virgo through these clarifying cards? One more time. One more time. Okay. Please clarify the Queen of Cups. There it is. There's 2 cards there. Oh my goodness, there is so much going on, darling. You really have to check out your sun, moon, and rising. Please clarify. There we go. Please clarify. Oh, wow, you've got a lot of messages. You've got like 2 cards for every, 2 clarifying cards almost for every card that came out. Okay, so Virgo, the first card out for you is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is this, she's this, look, she wants to help everyone. You are the social worker of the zodiac sign. So you're always in service, and she just wants everyone to do really well. So she kind of helps people, sometimes to the detriment of herself. So I always feel that when she comes into a reading, you need to take care of yourself. It's that old, adage when you're in the airplane and the oxygen mask falls down, you have to put it on yourself first before you can help others. So this is saying, take care of yourself, hydrate, eat healthy, exercise. This is a time that you need to focus on your health and well-being. And you have 2 cards clarifying this. You have the Tower and the Page of Wands. Now, the Tower is something is being taken away. I feel that maybe you might have a health issue coming up for maybe this week. I feel that maybe something you haven't taken care of yourself, and so you're kind of running on low energy. You haven't really eaten properly, you haven't exercised perhaps, and you've fallen, it can be cold, it can be the flu. I don't normally get that, but I am getting that here. And look, next to that you have the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands is this amazing opportunity, right? It's a brilliant idea. So during this time where you're not, sometimes this doesn't feel great when you get the Tower. The Tower is something is taken away. So maybe it's just your health right now. But this is a time for reflection. And this Page of Wands, maybe this time taking care of yourself will give you the the time and energy, not energy maybe, but the time to kind of start really planning. I feel that you've had this idea for a while, Virgo, some kind of business idea, or perhaps, your a project or creative idea. There's some idea that you've been mulling around with, perhaps for quite a while. And the Page of Wands means that, listen, this is time to take action on it. Now, I don't mean like put it into practice, but start kind of planning, writing things down, doing a little research on the internet, something like that. Just take a few little steps to plan for it, so that you can start manifesting this idea. This, the universe is saying this is a good time for you to do that. And look, this kind of health issue or some issue that's got you at home, it could be losing a job. There could be lots. You could have lost someone as well. And this is going to give you a moment to reflect and to understand that time is of the essence. So get on it. Get on that idea. And at least lay the groundwork for it. And look, you have the Strength card. And, that's your strength is in kindness and compassion. Have the courage to go after what you want to go after. Have the courage to take steps, and it's almost like confidence as well. It's the courage to face your fears is what I'm getting. And, always treat people with kindness and compassion. This will be your strength. It's like, don't resist the urge to react to anyone or say anything negative, or just have the courage to take those steps to move up further on, wherever that is for you. And look, you've got the 9 of Swords, and this is saying, look, this is always thinking of the worst case scenario. And, that's your Achilles heel. You are a problem solver, but in order to solve the problems, you're always looking for the problems. And so therefore you can criticize people for not doing the right thing, or doing something that people didn't do it right, or something like that. So you need to really be aware of that. You need to get out of your head, because this is kind of worrisome. This is like a lot of worry. This is staying up nights and just thinking of the worst case scenario, what's going to happen to you. You're worried. You're worried about your situation, and you're losing sleep over it. But this, look, the only way to get out of this really is to stay in the moment and be, meditate. This is the monkey brain, darling. Shut that monkey brain down, darling. Now, the next card is the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is about opulence, about abundance, darling. You've got nothing to worry about. You really don't. I feel that you're probably worried about finances. You're probably worried about everything and everyone. And I think perhaps some situation in your life has made you realize that time is of the essence. And listen, the King of Pentacles has done so much work in his life. He's been hard at work. Sit back. Excuse me. Virgo, it's time to enjoy what you have accumulated. It's time to enjoy life. Clarifying, the King of Pentacles is the Queen of Pentacles, right? And the Page of Cups. And the page, listen, this is love and abundance. You have no shortage of love and abundance, Virgo. Recognize it. Look around. Get out of your head. Shut the monkey brain down and take a look at all the riches in your life, all the abundance. And that's like your loved ones, the children in your life, your relatives, your, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, cousins, nieces, nephews, whatever it is, grandchildren, children, whatever it is for you. That's your abundance. And look, this is like you've got Gaia. You've got the husband and wife of manifestation and abundance. Don't worry. You have nothing to worry about. And the Page of Cups is the gift of love. Gift of love, darling, is coming in. And also you've got 2 pages. You're ready to move on. Whatever situation is causing you this angst, it's time for you to move on. And don't stay where you're unhappy. And maybe you haven't had a choice to leave. Maybe you've been ousted in some way. But this is a very good thing. So rejoice. Virgo, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and stay tuned for the astrology report coming up next. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you on the other side. Hello, thank you for staying on to listen to the astrology report and find out what's going on in the celestial sky for this week. So this is for the week of February the 10th through the 16th, and there's not a lot going on during the week. There's nothing. Well, look, Friday, it's a Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day to you guys. I would say if you don't have a Valentine, be your own Valentine. Give yourself a romantic evening, a bubble bath or glass of wine, or, go out with friends, or, pamper yourself in some way. You don't have to feel out of sorts on Valentine's Day, and it's only a commercial holiday anyway, so it's not that important. But there are no exact aspects, and normally I don't talk about the moon, but as it's Valentine's Day, I decided to mention that the moon is in Scorpio. Now, when the moon is in Scorpio, the energy of Scorpio is intense. It's deep, it's meaningful. Scorpio doesn't have time for shallow friends. It's all about something's got to mean something. It's got to be deep and purposeful. So this is kind of it can be a very intense, romantic evening on Valentine's Day. Now, not only is the moon in Scorpio on Valentine's Day, it also interacts with 3 planets, the first of which is Uranus. The second is Mercury, and the third, closely following that, is Jupiter. Now, Uranus will kind of bring in that unexpected energy. It's the planet of sudden happenings. So plans can change in the flash of an eye. So expect the unexpected. Somebody could call up and cancel plans, or even show up without warning and make plans with you. So remember spontaneity. Remember that word. Be spontaneous. And listen, Mercury's the planet of communication. So, conversations will flow, it'll be flirty, and Jupiter's coming in. There's going to be an abundance of love, laughter, and joy. Now, I will say we are getting ready for Mercury to go retrograde. So we need to be very mindful and cognizant of the things that we say. Our conversations can be taken out of context, and that is not our intention. That may not be our intention, I should say. So we need to be really careful about that. Now, listen, the only day that something major is happening is Sunday. And there are 2 major events on Sunday. The first is Mars moves into Capricorn. Now, whenever a planet moves into another sign, it's huge energy shift. And Mars is this planet of action, right? It wants to be, it's antsy, it's got to be moving all the time. It's got so much energy, and it wants to get things done. It's the planet of war, it'll start a war, anything to get moving. So Capricorn is the planet of ambition, but also planning. And actually, Capricorn will plan something and follow it through to completion. So Mars loves being in Capricorn. It's actually exalted in Capricorn, which means it can fully express, he can fully express himself. Mars is very happy in Capricorn and will be able to complete projects and things that are started. So this is an incredible energy to work with. I mean, start anything that you've kind of left on the back shelf, get it out and start doing it, because you will have the stamina that will carry you through to completion. So anything you start is it's a really good opportunity. Ride the crest of the wave, darling, co-create with the universe. And then, darling, the dreaded Mercury going retrograde. Mercury retrograde. If you don't know anything about astrology, I'm sure you've heard of Mercury retrograde. Blame it on Mercury retrograde. So Mercury is the planet of communication. It's also the planet of logic, your thought process. It rules electronics, mechanics, local travel. So, city, the public transport. So things can be delayed under Mercury retrograde, right? So what we have to do, the first thing we have to do is to allow for extra time to get to work or for any appointments, any important appointments. We must always tack on extra time in anticipation of those delays. Now, we must always check our texts and emails. This energy, Mercury retrograde, we don't see the details. We're completely blinded to certain things that happen to me. We're in the shadow. We're already feeling it right now. So we're in the shadow period, because as Mercury slows down, the qualities of the planets, any planet that slows down ready to go retrograde, all the symbolism from that planet is amplified. So we are really, it's really slowing down. Sunday, it stations to go retrograde. It'll be retrograde till March 8th, 9th, I think it is. I have to double. I'm pretty sure it's March 8th or 9th. And then we have a shadow period after that until it kind of picks up speed when it changes direction. There's a way to handle. You can get a lot of things done in Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde can really help you in certain areas. This is an amazing time or an incredible opportunity to organize and clean and clear out. Donate those clothes that have been there for ages that don't fit you or you haven't worn for a long time. Donate them or sell them. Clear the decks. Minimalism is the word, right? So get rid, and this is a time of reflection. So it's a perfect time to meditate. It's wonderful to sort things out in your house, to clear things out, to get rid of garbage or things that you don't, really just organize and chuck it out. This is a time to plan, but don't execute. So anything that you can do behind the scenes, anything you can prepare, perhaps if you're in a business, you might be developing a new program. That's perfect to do all that work and then launch it when the new moon or when Mercury goes direct. So we can work with these energies. We'll miss words out. We'll say the wrong words. I'm going to apologize in advance for everything that I say wrong now because that happens. So listen, I just want to say I do have a Facebook group that's an astrology group, and it's a private group, and every 2 weeks I do a live feed in that group, and we look at the new moon and the full moon and how we receive it respectively every 2 weeks. So whomever shows up will look at their sign and we'll see which area of their lives they're receiving this energy. and whatever else is going on. And then I also have my tarot cards on hand to answer questions. So it's a lovely group. It's filled with love. My only requirement is that you do have a profile photo and you've had an account for a while. I don't want fake accounts, so I've had to erase a couple of accounts that were fake. And but it's lovely. It's such a lovely thing. So I hope you will join me there. Listen, sign up for my newsletter because some really cool things are coming up and I'm going to be letting people know. Everything is below. All the links below. You can check it out. Another way to help me is through Patreon. And I post things on there I don't post anywhere else. And I put the report, the astrological report, the written report, I put that up before these videos are released there. And there's different tiers. You can support me for as little as $1 a month there. It's not a lot of money, but it is to me. I can do a lot with that. So what else? That's it. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week.